So let's talk about something interesting. Here we have, let's just start this. Ever since Trump took office, he's been declaring war on fake news, right? And because of that, a lot of individuals have taken it upon themselves to create these alternative news sites, these like YouTube news channels and so on and so forth, which I think is great. Get your news where you can, as long as these people are fact-checking, which a lot of them are actually, which is fantastic. But they're also, live streaming their news channels and things like that through Twitch and other related streaming services. And that brings me to the point that yesterday a man did a live stream from his Facebook of him walking up to a random stranger, a 74-year-old man, on the street and shooting him in the face. And I'm not saying that this is discrediting or anything like that. That genuinely is a sad situation that I no one person should, I would never wish that on anybody, basically. And that's not my issue per se. It's the fact that here we have, on Easter we have the shooting of that person, of that 74-year-old man, over a girl breaking up with this guy. Before that was a kid live streaming his suicide, and just all these other live streaming events that are just like, oh my god, they're terrible, terrible acts, and people are attacking live streaming as though it's the source and fuel behind these crimes, and it's not. My issue here is that live streaming is a great form of entertainment. It's a great way to make money if you're popular, if you can build your channel and support, just like YouTube channels, where it's a recorded video. And let's be honest, I live in the U.S., outside of the U.S., you get into places like Iraq where YouTube's not as locked down on content and things like that. We have people being beheaded and murdered and tortured and raped and all this other stuff. All these heinous acts are being recorded and then uploaded to websites like YouTube and things like that in countries that don't exactly ban that type of content. And then there's just, there's the dark web version of YouTube where people can upload these and everything. And back to the live streaming, people are saying that everyone is attacking live streaming, trying to get live streaming banned in the US and in the world and all this stuff, and that doesn't accomplish anything. These crimes have existed for as long as we've been able to craft tools, and even before that. And before live streaming, there was still recorded video. There are thousands and thousands of videos that you can find on any website that publishes these kinds of things. You don't even have to go to the dark internet, the dark web, or the deep web, or whatever you want to call it. You can go to rotten.com and you can watch videos of all kinds of disgusting, heinous things. And that's just public web. That's just open internet. You don't need anything special to get to them. You don't need to, have any. You don't have to Tor your browser. You don't have to do anything like that. You just go to the website and watch videos. I mean, I'm not saying go to the website and do that, but avoid that website. It's a bad website. But the point is you can view all of this, and whether we ban live streaming or not, these crimes are still going to happen. People are still going to record them. If they want if they want the world to see what they're doing, there's going to find an avenue. Live streaming just means that, in my opinion, live streaming, if it's not recorded, I'm not even going to go there. It reaches less people, bottom line. Unless you're an extremely popular Facebook or YouTuber, or any other application or platform that offers live streaming services. But, no matter what we do, it's still going to be there. And for me, I look at it as, where the media is being attacked, our news sources are being attacked and labeled false news, and they're losing credibility. And even if they weren't losing credibility and they weren't being attacked and they were labeled as legitimate news, we all know that very few reporters do 100% fact-checking before they publish their stories. So having these independent news sources and alternative news sources is a great way to kind of fact-check and actually see what the real scoop is, the real story. And I'm not saying that they're 100% accurate either, but, being that their sole... these alternative news channels like on YouTube and Twitch, their sole income when they are full-time alternative news broadcasters is based on just that, their followers. And if people are catching them in lies, speaking of which, there's a billboard for the Wanted Man from yesterday. If you get caught in lies, that tarnishes your reputation, and all of a sudden your income drops because you lose your followers and you're not getting as much views or donations if you're on Twitch or whatever the case may be. So it's a bit more important for these alternative news sources to be factual and do their fact checking before they just up and upload a video or start talking about it on the live stream. So kind of the point of this video is really that I think it's really stupid that the media and every other finger-pointing pansy out there that's blaming live streaming services for the acts that are happening. It's not live streaming's fault. It would happen no matter what. If this, for instance, this guy yesterday, if he wanted to kill somebody because his girlfriend broke up, and he's claiming 15 victims, but if he was going to shoot this guy and he wanted the world to see it, and live streaming wasn't available, if live streaming hadn't hit mobile devices yet, he would have recorded it and uploaded it. Simple enough. It's just the way it is. There's, these people are going to do these things regardless of what avenue or platform they have accessibility to. There's always another way. So to, tarnish these streaming services and blame them for being enablers, if you will, is just heinous to me. It's an equal crime. It's almost like you're accusing them. Like to accuse Facebook, live streaming for this guy to enable him and to go and live stream this murder. It's almost like pointing the finger and blaming them for the kill. Like this guy chose to kill somebody or a group of people, whatever the case may be. And he chose to use Facebook Live, but if Facebook Live wasn't an option, he would have used YouTube live broadcasting, or he would have gone on Twitch, because you can stream from Twitch. And if none of those were available, he would have simply opened up YouTube, as I am doing right now, and recorded the video and pressed upload. That's all there is to it. That's, it's the nature of the beast. And I mean, to take away one or blame one, you should blame everything. Blame media services, blame the ability for me to record video on my phone or any device for that matter and display it on the internet. If you have to blame something, blame that, because ultimately there's nothing to blame. The guy made a decision and followed through with it, and now Facebook is under massive, and I'm not saying Facebook's innocent in any way, shape, or form. They've got their share of problems, trust me, but they are not responsible for the death of that 74-year-old man just because this guy chose to use Facebook Live to show the world. That is all on him. Well, anyways, that's all I have to say about this, so yeah, let me know what you think in the comments.